It's 6 o'clock. Your update from the CTV Toronto newsroom starts now.
Good morning. I'm Stuart McGinn. Another cloudy, humid, and potentially stormy day. Right now it's 14 degrees. The complete forecast after the news. The Ford government's introducing tougher penalties for people who steal cars in Ontario. Drivers share their Gardner horror stories, settling into the new normal of a 3-year construction project on the expressway. And on transit, the TTC's service on Line 2 back to normal this morning. Details on these and other stories coming up. But first, let's check News Talk 1010, Time Saver Traffic.
Looking for updates on the West 401 Express heading towards the Allen. You can update me at star 1010 if you're in this stretch. Definitely a slowdown on approach from as far back as Avenue Road. Your other slowdown is West 401 Collector end to the West 409. The right lane is out because of a collision. There is access from the Express to the 409, so worth noting. East 401 Express problems through Renforth. They've since cleared. South John Valley Parkway, a little sluggish. York Mills down through Lawrence. And off the major routes, Jane and Lawrence still off limits. That's for a police investigation. Time Saver Traffic. I'm Lisa Morales. Next update at 6:15 on News Talk 1010 Toronto.
Well, the Ford government is looking to introduce new legislation aimed at preventing rising car thefts across the province. At an announcement coming up this morning, Ontario's Transportation Minister and Solicitor General are set to announce new measures that would see car thieves lose their driver's license if they're convicted of auto theft. The measures would give car thieves a 10-year driver's license suspension on a first conviction that would extend to 15 years on a second offense and a lifetime driving ban on a third. According to numbers provided by the Ford government, a car is stolen in Ontario every 14 minutes. The number of carjackings here in the GTA specifically have been on the rise through the early part of this year. On top of trying to curb car thefts, the province also looking at tougher penalties for street racing. That would include license suspensions. Well, staying with news from the roads, we're getting reaction from drivers to the start of a 3-year construction project on the Gardner that, as you probably know, has dramatically impacted commute times in the city. Here's CTV's Natalie Johnson.
A 30% cut to capacity, hundreds of cars trying to merge every minute.
I kind of felt like I was a prisoner in my own city.
Ellie Landale is looking down and feeling much the same way.
We look out the window and just see it's not moving.
Her Queens Quay condo used to be the perfect place to hop on the Gardner to go see her kids and grandkids west of the city.
What took us 12 minutes on the Gardner is now taking us 45 minutes.
The overwhelming response from drivers not knowing how they'll deal with this every day until 2027, when rehab work on the Gardner is scheduled to be completed. Well, from the roads to public transit, subway service on the TTC's Line 2 back to normal this morning after a rush hour closure yesterday between St. George and Broadview because of a hydraulic oil leak. That service disruption lasting nearly 12 hours. The TTC had said the oil leak left trains slipping like a car does on ice and overshooting subway platforms. Again, service back to normal this morning. Well, a frontrunner in the race to become the new mayor of Mississauga bowing out of a debate last night, and she says she won't take part in any of them going forward. CTV's Mike Walker explains.
Carolyn Parrish decided to back out at the 11th hour. Voters only hearing from the other two leading candidates, Elvin Tedjo and Deepika Delmerla, on housing issues.
I think it's disrespectful. I think voters and the media and everybody deserves the right to question the candidates who are running for the largest office in the city.
I think it shortchanges voters, but then voters need to ask themselves the question, here are some candidates who are willing to come out, put their ideas forward.
Parrish told debate officials she's not taking part because of attacks that are coming from the other leading campaigns. The sex assault case involving 5 former members of Canada's World Junior Hockey team is due back in court in London today. Dylan Dubé, Carter Hart, Michael McLeod, Cal Foote, and Alex Formanton were all charged with sex assault earlier this year in connection with an alleged assault at a London hotel in June of 2018 following a gala celebrating the team's gold medal victory. London police initially closed the investigation a year later, but then reopened it 3 years after that without offering an explanation for that decision. All 5 players plan to defend themselves against the allegations and have opted for a jury trial. A trial date hasn't yet been set. And pro-Palestinian protests continue on the campuses of nearly a dozen Canadian universities, but today we'll hear if that could change at McGill in Montreal. The school pleading for a court injunction to dismantle the campus, citing public safety and health concerns. But what a judge has to say may not change things.
Even if McGill is granted an injunction, Montreal's mayor warned that a police crackdown may not be the solution.
I truly believe that Montreal is a peaceful, inclusive city. Dialogue is important, and I invite universities and the protesters to continue to discuss.
Students here say no matter the court decision expected tomorrow, they will resist if police move in. Geneviève Beauchemin, CTV News, Montreal.
You can tap into breaking news anywhere. Download the iHeart app at newstalk1010.com and visit ctvnewstoronto.ca. News Talk 1010 weather, mainly cloudy with a chance of showers and the risk of a thunderstorm today, bringing about humid conditions. The high today, 20 degrees, a humid X of 25. Tonight, clouds and a chance of showers overnight and a low 13. Tomorrow, cloudy, a chance of showers once again and a high 19. Thursday looks nice, a mix of sun and cloud with a high of 21 degrees. Right now, it's 14. I'm Stuart McGinn with Toronto's breaking news, traffic and weather on News Talk 1010.